Welcome back, this is Chapter 1008, and this is our Prison Architect How-To series. In this episode, we're going to be covering Cell Block A, which is just building out 16 cells, which we've essentially already done. We're also going to focus on maintenance and health and well-being, which is building an infirmary and hiring a psychologist. We're also going to hire some other staff members as they come available. Oh, and you know what? I actually forgot I have these going already. So let those research. We'll focus on our health and well-being first. So, two things we need for health and well-being. We need a medical ward, and we need to hire at least 2 doctors. So we'll start splitting up these blocks. These are going to be all our facilities needed. We're building these blocks, so this one big block will be able to satisfy most, not all, but most of our prisoners' needs. So we'll split these up. Now, I like to build the infirmary and the cleaning cupboard in one area, and the reason for that is they both have objects that can be sniffed out by dogs, and so I don't have to have as many dogs patrolling. It's easier to just build them in the same room and have one guard dog monitoring the flow. So this is going to be our cleaning cupboard. It has to be 3 by 3 at least, and we're building it bigger because we want more prisoners to be able to work in there. And the other thing that's going to go in here is our chapel, so leave some space for that. We'll build that later. We don't need the chapel right away, but it does need to be 6 deep. It needs to be 5 by 5 actually, but it works out better if it's 6 deep. So this will be our infirmary. We'll also have to hook up some utilities. Now, nothing in the infirmary actually requires utilities, but obviously our lights need to get lit. So we'll add our infirmary. Now this is where your prisoners are going to go for drug rehab. If they OD, they'll go here. If they get attacked and get hurt, they'll go here. Your guards also get healed here. So this will be, you know, where people get healed, obviously, since it's an infirmary. So we'll add another jail door here. Now we are taking our first prisoners in soon, so we'll make sure a lot of these are unlocked that need to be unlocked. We'll also finish up our solitary area this episode. So for our infirmary, we just need medical beds. So we'll place a few along this wall. We'll actually place them all along this wall as well. And we can actually do... Ooh, I kind of did this a little weird. We'll actually put some in the middle here. I don't know, that worked out right. I did do that right. Okay. So we'll have plenty of beds. And that allows bigger capacity for your rehab programs. So we have our infirmary. We also need to add a staff door here. Check how our research is going. So we have our groundskeeping, we have our cleaning. Soon done, we'll cover that. We also want to research stuff over here. Sorry, I just want to make sure all this stuff gets researched. We also need to hire a chief, since we haven't done that. And we're actually going to run out of offices here. Oh! And we actually never ran utilities down here, so we'll do that real quick. Since I have this at max speed and have so many workers, they're building everything pretty much as fast as as I'm placing it, which is nice. So we have our infirmary done. We actually, like I said, need to do our solitary. For solitary, they just need to be 1 by 3, the rooms. So we're just going to have 1 wide rooms all along here. And they just need a bed and toilet. You could add shower heads to these too. Depends how strict you make your solitary punishments. And we'll cover that later in prison policy. But if you think your prisoners are going to be in solitary for a while, it wouldn't be a bad idea to add a shower head. just to take one less requirement that they're going to have. Problem is, once they get out of solitary, they have all these requirements they need to fulfill. Indoor beds. Like I said, they'll need toilets too. Now, I do use solitary doors, just in case they get out of hand in solitary. If you get some tougher prisoners, they could wreck down their solitary doors. I'm thinking of legendary prisoners specifically, and we'll have to run utilities down for this, of course. Oh, and you can see they're getting held up by the doors, the workers. That's okay. Now we took our first prisoners in, so we'll actually fulfill cell block A, and all we need to do is we already built out our cells, we just need to mark it off. What you can do is actually just cover the whole cell block like that, and take out what you don't need in the rooms, and we'll split it all up. And we have that requirement fulfilled. So we finished our cell block A, and that's our 16 cells, and we'll of course need to expand later, but that gets our first cell block grant finished. And that's to have 16. I think the next one's 50. Cell block B is have 50. We're gonna hold off on that though until we build out more. Okay, sounds like some of this stuff is getting researched. So next thing we need to cover is maintenance. As I said, we'll have our cleaning covered down here, and that's for workers to work as janitors. But then for the grant, we need to hire a couple janitors. Oh. And we're gonna actually hire 6. And same for gardeners. Now the janitors will clean up the inside, and the gardeners take care of anything outside. Now the gardeners also take care of your forestry, and we'll get to that later when we build our workshop. But the forestry supplies lumber to, or logs to the workshop, and the gardeners actually plant the trees for that, and they along with gardening everything, cleaning everything up. And your janitors just clean up the prison. They don't really do anything else. They just go around cleaning, which is fine. You'll see that your prison gets pretty dirty pretty quick. As you can see on here, there's dirt all around here, and so the janitors will take care of all that. And there's the chemicals I was talking about. There's bleach, and your prisoners can take stuff out of there to poison themselves, poison others, drugs, that kind of stuff. So, and that's the maintenance done. We got the infirmary done. We need to also hire 2 doctors, and they'll work in the infirmary healing prisoners. The one other thing we need, and we'll build them a temporary office up here, but we're going to move it later. We need a psychologist, and a psychologist does AA meetings. He also does behavioral therapy and stuff like that. And so you'll need a few psychologists later. These are actually going to be parole rooms later, but for now I'm going to turn one into a big office for our psychologists. We won't have any prisoners really needing parole right away, or at least we're not going to focus on that this episode. So just like any office, we need a chair and a desk. I don't know why it's popping up, but we need a filing cabinet as well. Oh, you know what? It's because I didn't mark this off as an office yet. Where is office? Sometimes get lost looking for this stuff. And we'll add, because this is a psychologist's office, and we want our prisoners to be able to get in easily, we're going to just place a regular door. Now it's less secure, but prisoners need to get in here anyways. Is one staff member I do lose a lot is my psychologist. Oh. Now he's going to wait down there until his office is finished. Alright, and so in this episode we covered our cell block A, we covered health and well-being, which is our infirmary and our psychologist office. We also covered cleaning, which is our janitors and our gardeners and the cleaning cupboard. We'll cover the forestry again in a later episode, but that is handled. The trees are planted in your forestry by the gardeners, so they do handle that as well. In the next episode, we're going to cover, gotta make sure this stuff is researched, but we're going to be hopefully covering patrols, dogs as soon as we can, deployment, security, just the general things that keep your prison safe. So I'm Jabber 1008, and hope to see you next time as we continue our prison architect how-to.